Today, there are 2 million descendants of French-Canadian immigrants living in New England. These are our stories. Welcome to the French-Canadian Legacy Podcast.
Venez tous jeunes filles et garçons, je vais vous raconter l'histoire de notre immigration ici au USA, de grands aventuriers de pays étrangers.
This is the French-Canadian Legacy News. I am Jesse Martineau. I want to start this week's news by noting that tickets are now available for Granite State Poutine Fest. This is a new era for Poutine Fest here in New Hampshire, and we're talking about one of the biggest annual events of the Franco-American calendar, and this year it will be at a new location. We all knew that Poutine Fest would have to move after Anheuser-Busch and Merrimack closed, but the new location is incredibly exciting. The 603 Brewery will host the 2026 edition of Poutine Fest, and by all accounts, it is a perfect fit for the event. The 603 Brewery is located in Londonderry, New Hampshire, less than 20 minutes away from downtown Manchester. The event will take place on Saturday, August 29th from 11:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., and you can get your tickets at poutineFest.com/nh/tickets. Now, there are two levels of tickets. You can get your general admission ticket, which allows entry at 12:45 p.m. and comes with samples and some Poutine Fest swag, of course. Or you can step up to the premier admission. Now, this gets you in at 11:30 a.m. Before the general admission crowd. You get to beat some of the lines and get a bunch of Poutine Fest samples all for yourself. Additionally, the premier ticket comes with a Poutine Fest hat. And as someone who regularly wears a Poutine Fest hat, I definitely think it's worth it to step up to the premier admission. So very exciting news. Tickets for Granite State Poutine Fest now available. In other news, on May 22nd, the University of Southern Maine's Franco-American Collection is hosting an evening of Franco-American stories from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock in Lewiston. Join Bates College's short-term practicum in community-engaged audio storytelling. These students for an evening of curated audio stories from the Franco-American Collection and recently recorded oral history interviews. Students in this practicum course learn how to conduct an oral history interview, research it in the existing archives, and work with a group to curate a cohesive exhibit of edited audio stories. Each student interviewed community members as recommended by Anna Faraday of the Franco-American Collection, and their interviews will join the archive as valuable first-person accounts, which I think is a really, really cool student project. Finally, for our news segment, our friends in Lowell, Massachusetts have announced their lineup of events for the 2026 Franco-American Festival Week. The events start on Sunday, June 21st, and conclude on Sunday, June 28th. Events for the week include a Mass in French at Immaculate Conception Church, a discussion of Franco poets from Lowell, a flag raising at City Hall, some quadrilles, and even a magic show. So there's something going on every single day that week. So if you are in the area of Lowell, Massachusetts, I will definitely recommend checking out something. So from June 21st through June 28th, a couple of Sundays, there's something going on every single day during that week as part of the 2026 Franco-American Festival Week in Lowell, Massachusetts. Definitely go check that out. As for next week's episode, I had the absolute privilege to speak with Dr. Brendan Shanahan, an associate research scholar for the Committee on Canadian Studies and lecturer in history at Yale University. In the episode, we talk about Dr. Shanahan's unique career journey, and we speak quite a bit about Dr. Shanahan's book, Disparate Regimes, Nativist Politics, Alienage Law, and Citizenship Rights in the United States, 1865 to 1965. This book is very interesting, incredibly well researched, and is a look at the topic of rights of non-citizen immigrants to the country and how these laws were the result of state-level political debates that were often centered on whether non-citizen immigrants should vote, count as the polity for the purposes of state legislative representation, work in public and publicly funded employment, or even to obtain professional licensure. These are just really important. This is a really important topic and very significant when you think about the political world our ancestors found themselves in when they immigrated from Canada. I have to confess, prior to this book, this was not a topic I really knew anything at all about. Dr. Shanahan's research is incredibly valuable. and understanding this fairly complex area. I think you will all enjoy this week's conversation. So up next week, a conversation with Yale University lecturer in history, Dr. Brendan Shanahan. Okay, Dr. Shanahan, one thing that probably not going to be a surprise to you, in fact, you referenced it during the close of our interview, is the fact that if somebody Googles your name, you're not the first person that comes up.
No, that's definitely not the case. Yeah.
And so I'm curious, because I was hoping that there might be, and I have no idea what the answer to this is, but I was hoping there might be a fun story of some person at a hotel being very disappointed when you checked in, expecting to see former NHL star Brendan Shanahan.
So there are several fun and funny stories to my name. I am indeed named after a rather famous Hall of Fame hockey player, dual U.S. American citizen, as the case is. Yeah, my parents heard his name when he was a rookie
Nice.
on SportsCenter or something, and my mom thought that'd be a nice name for someone with the last name Shanahan. And then 18 some odd years later, I go up to McGill, and he is still playing in the NHL. And so I show up. Actually, the very first, I always knew he was a big deal.
Sure.
Because I followed hockey and of course rooted for him, and he was a great player. But when I got to Canada as an undergrad, I get my student ID that week, and I'm introducing myself, and people just think I'm joking that my name is no, really, what's your name? And I had to pull out my student ID multiple times and be like, no, this is who I am. So there have been many confusing moments throughout the years. I always have to make the joke, that I am not I apologize if you were expecting a Hall of Fame hockey player, executive, and major figure in modern hockey. But it's funny because having taught now, gosh, how long have I been teaching? I've been teaching since 2018, as the instructor on record. I have actually met a few people who know the other Brendan Shanahan. So I'm hoping that one of these days we will actually cross paths in person.
That would be terrific. And if you do, you definitely need a picture.
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
Awesome. Well, Brendan, I appreciate the time. Thank you much, man.
Thank you.
Now our fathers look at us and sigh with despair, to think that everything they love we simply do not share. But the spirit never dies, our culture will survive. Each of us must choose how much to keep alive. Each of us must choose how much to keep alive.
Special thanks to Josie Vachon for providing the music. You can find more about her at josievachon.com. This podcast was produced and edited by Mike Campbell. If you have any questions or comments, please email us at fclpodcast@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at FCL Podcast for more information about the topics discussed. If you enjoyed the show, please subscribe and leave us a review on iTunes or wherever you listen to this episode.